The following feature is rated SM for spiritual maturity and is not intended for the immature who wishes to remain as such. The views expressed are not necessarily those of our sponsors, as they sometimes could care less about what the host is saying, but is more concerned about having their product on a popular show. Warning, small minds, listen at your own risk, as this content is extremely overwhelming and may do further damage to those minds closed off to objective reality. Approach with an open mind, as the heavy nature of the content will lick your chip.
Oh! In the meantime, 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 in between time, in the meantime, in the meantime, in between time, time.
Yes. I tell you here, man, one more episode again. Yes, of In the Meantime episode 37, yeah man, episode 37 are now entitled Dolly House Part 2, yeah man. This thing our people think say them serious about things where them don't know, say are just really good ideas, yeah man, where them intend for serious about and can't get around to it. It's a very serious problem and most don't notice it. Yeah man, most not aware, say everything where them believe and how them approach believing it. Turn them into actors playing roles throughout them life and not practicing nothing at all where them think them believe. Because of how them approach the very act of believing itself.
My brother.
Yeah.
For those who might have not heard the previous episode, where you spoke extensively on the issue of this Dolly house and the play acting we confused with actually doing things, could you explain or perhaps reiterate or say again then even one key factor of this malfunction for those who might have not heard the last episode?
I would have say a major one is impatience. Yes, the impatience will come from the fact, say, we live under a system of especially Western governance where we socialize for compete and not for cooperate with each other. So majority of people don't have the patience where it take for serve the things where them say them interested in. Because them biggest interest is other people interest. So even though them know them want, and most of them have the greatest intentions, them don't have the time for truly practice what them intend. Because them have to keep up with being important to others. So them end up stuck in a state of what we call make it look like, say, yeah man. This again is where them create the appearance of doing a particular thing, but can't do it in reality because, them have no time for practice or put in the work where it take for do it because, them feel, say, them are going to miss out on something and the competition are going to go on without them. And them competitors are going to win the game.
Can't drop out of the race, you're saying, my brother. Because they fear that if they stop to focus on a particular goal, that they will lose that race.
Yeah, man, them afraid say if them actually stop to do it, them are going to become irrelevant. And this is why I believe people can so concerned about something 1 minute and the next minute are all news. Because, again, in them understanding of the world, success is defined by competition. So them feel like them have to stay up. Yeah, man, to stay with the competition. So them end up with the greatest intentions and a bag of desires. Yeah, man, to do all the right things. But cannot truly make any kind of decision to stick with nothing. Because them don't have the patience to do it. And that is why most people don't make choices. Them end up make a bag of selections. But them can't make choice.
Too busy, so most end up pretending throughout their lives, you're saying, my brother.
Yeah, man, them cannot be consistent or stay with anything where them don't genuinely understand or interested in. So them memories serve only what truly have them attention and not them intention. And what always have them attention?
What is that?
Everything we have everybody else's attention. That's why marriage to a person stuck with this kind of mindset can't last. Because when the marriage become unimportant to others, it become unimportant to them. At the same mindset mechanics where the mechanic kill or kill and where the girl them beat up is no longer of any concern to the average person.
Why is that?
Because it is no longer of any concern to anyone else. So it is no longer of concern to them. It is on to the next because the competition gone on to the next. In a them conscious reality, yeah man, meaning say then. Yeah, the thoughts where them are aware of. Yeah man, they mean everything where them must say to the fullest. And you can't tell them nothing. So them actually don't think a lie them a tell when them are the first person to say, oh, me not stay so. But them action tell a different story because what? And them subconscious control those actions. That's why again, I don't listen to what people say. Me look what them a do. When even them themselves now look.
Always moving on to the next.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you're saying, my brother.
Exactly, brethren. Just look when I news with you. And don't take it light when me say, where there. Because right now, most people not even remember the story all over YouTube and social media about the Nzinga King issue. Where it is alleged, say the police, them are Clarendon, trim the girl.
And clarify for the listeners, Nzinga King is the girl who it is alleged that the police cut her locks.
Yeah man, me I tell you about. You see how everybody from all boat did I run up and down and I try out righteous them one another. Yeah man, next thing I stand up to how them passionate and I talk loud and I point finger upon everybody else. From Rasta to Christian to Ballad. Yeah man, for prove who for cocky longer when it come to righteous issues. And who morally correct more than who. And who real and who fake. When almost none of them don't know what real is. Else them would humbly fuck when them find it. No matter where you see them a cuss say, talk say, sing say. Only a handful of them willing or prepared for practice where them preach. And go live off of the grid and done with Babylon. Because again, brethren, the devil will make this system disconnect from nature, I should have said God. And give you a material outlook for success. And this outlook tie with outcome to with income. So if we are going to return to God, our nature, and live with true state of consciousness, we have to go willing to lose everything what we consider as the identity. Majority of we see a talk off them mouth, them not willing to do that. Because of them Babylon identity alone them know. So the fire where them are born not just a really good idea. But them run from the process of practicing what them must say every day.
My brother.
Yeah.
Can you give another example of people who obviously don't have an understanding of the mechanics or how something actually functions, and then so they end up mimicking it instead of living it, my brother? Just for those who might have not heard the last episode.
All right. Watch out now. I'm sure I'm serious. All right, check the link. Yeah, for the 80s episode of Oprah now in the description below. Yeah, where you have a child preacher preach down the place, man, and a quote scripture, yes. And I go on bad, yeah man, everybody impressed. But everything changed when that one person go stand up and ask him for explain what he must say about this God or Bible thing, yeah. Like, let's say, for example, now, them don't know nothing about Christianity now, and him to convince them to become a Christian now. In a theme own words, in a theme understanding of the same things where him a preacher now. Them ask him to explain about this God or Bible here where him look so confident in her.
They asked him to explain in his words.
Yeah, man.
His own words.
Them ask him to explain it in a few own words and him couldn't do it, him turn idiot.
Really?
Yeah, man. So you know him can't go stay Christian because he was never Christian. In practice, him did just a mimic it, just like the majority of so-called Christian. And that's the same reason why most people can't stay married because they was never married in practice. Just like the majority of married people. So this dollhouse thing is serious.
Indeed it is.
Yeah man, all most people have is the common sense to point out the problem. But not a state of mind uninterrupted by the ego. We can make them patient enough to tolerate the solution to that problem. Or those problems. Majority of the people, yeah man, even the good wife or the husband, and every other so-called good person will fight for the most righteous cause, motivated by the same liar or ego will cause the very problem where them a point out or think them a defend themselves against in the first place. The devil again a play upon both sides of the fence in every conflict, marital, race and otherwise. The ego cause the problem and suggest the solution. So the conflict where it can't live without will never end. Watch a man, I'm going to go further into it. But as usual, this section of the program is brought to you by Vicebox Studios, the voice of a nation, and Madvert Multimedia. If it's not Madvert, it's not an advert. And also Bounce About Kids Party Rentals. It's at Bounce About for the finest in all things related to kids parties, fun days and other events. So don't just bounce, go all about. Bounce About. When you want customize an experience for your child that they will never forget. The number to call is 876-404-1714. And help me welcome you now, Dumpling House to Purple Nation, man. Yes, so if they are them anywhere near Stone Mountain, Georgia, on a Friday night, and you experience severe bouts of culinary depression because you miss the original yard style of cooking, call off the suicide, life nice again. Dumpling House just save your life. And it's not nobody because you hear dumpling, you feel like a dumpling. Alone them selling a brethren. Just think of any one of them great Jamaican dishes there and it's round there.
So you're saying that the food at Dumpling House is good, my brother?
Good? What kind of question that? Me see them man they carry them food got stage show and nobody know want to see artists. Them a look down in a plate the whole time. And you know normally anyway food the people just go nyam and left. No sir. Me see people go there so go nyam and go use the bathroom just to eat again. And the people have to run them out and the people have to run them from the place.
Really?
Yeah man, me I tell you. You can call 470-844-9393 anytime for place your order. And a quick disclaimer you know. I will not be held responsible for the mental decline or the broken chip of anyone who go Dumpling House go mad when them taste the top quality cuisine. Yes, and also my book Planet Earth is also available at Dumpling House. Yeah, man. So yes, again, this section is also brought to you by Renaissance Immigration Services. Them deal with all things immigration of Canada. Yeah, man, just call Renaissance at 437-703-1147-8. The consultation is absolutely free. And as usual, if you're in America and hear about Renaissance Immigration, and you say you want a service like this, yeah, man, don't panic. Remember, I'm telling you that, you know, don't panic. There is Lewis Law Professional Association. And like me always say, all when the whole graveyard of immigration crisis are run you down, them can put a stop to it. Them deal with things like visa, citizenship, removal of conditions, waivers, and all matters related to immigration in America. Call now, 954-530-1717.
In the meantime.
Yeah, man, if you know, so this is Leela Ike, and right now you're listening to In the Meantime with CurlyLoxx, the voice box. Check it.
Six the king of the purple nation.
When we say purple, we mean that.
Yes, the VIP comment of the day is coming from a member who asks to be referred to as Maki Makala. Yeah, man, Maki I say, Hail Vice Box. Yes, I am a Christian. And I really have to admit that your outlook on the Bible, especially how you put it in your book, Planet Earth, have really cleared up a lot of things for me that I grew up confused about. And that pastors couldn't seem to explain. I used to be easily irritated by religious matters. Before the book, I was close to giving up on the idea of a transcendent or higher power being in control of it all. It actually helped me to better understand God. Like you said in the last episode, in a way that I can explain it to myself and actually understand it. I am way more calmer now and not easily irritated or bothered by everything that I used to be bothered by. I really think you should do more on the Bible. Recently, I had a conversation with a friend of mine who was also a Christian but now turned atheist, who I basically knew since birth. We were debating on the topic of faith. He believes that faith is a matter of believing or trusting in the unknown, which he thinks is a stupid thing for humans to do. I was trying to explain what faith was to him, but I realized that I myself came up a bit short in the understanding of it. When I told him, just like you said to the atheist named Kevin in the book, that I think he misunderstood the Bible and that it doesn't mean that the Bible is wrong. He got so angry, he hit me in the face. Once upon a time, I would have backed down and turned the other cheek. But this time I fought back and actually won. Because I learned to be purple or to have a balanced view on all things from In the Meantime. Thank you so much. I would love to know why my friend, who I know for a fact is very bright and is nowhere near illiterate, cannot have a civil conversation without this anger and rage that he gets into when confronted with another perspective or view on something he believes. Also, could you give me your understanding of what faith is? Is he right about it being trust in the unknown? May you be blessed. Alright, Maki, watch I know. I'm going to definitely do some more upon the Bible, but funny enough, this faith thing, is a conversation when me and a brethren did I have, man, where my reason along the same, along those same lines, but we're going to talk about faith, but we could talk first about the rage in your friend will lead to the thump in your face. I'm going to say again that I believe all misery, including your brethren own, come from a lack of understanding or something. Yeah, man. It is again why when we figure out what we don't understand, we calm down immediately. Which is exactly why you calm down after you read Planet Earth. Because it connects the dots on some issues where you used to confuse both. So those issues don't trouble you as much again like them used to. Unfortunately, your brethren still suffer from a fuck up understanding of himself and reality. Because the way mankind socialize with interpret reality keep we away from understanding everything. So most people are always miserable and want everything will bother them for bother you. The truth is, Maki, whether you believe it or not, your friend is actually illiterate like half of the world population. But not in the read and write sense, but in the spiritual sense, which I believe is actually the worst form of illiteracy.
You really believe that, my brother?
Yeah, man! Think of what it is for literally dunce and can't read. And everything where you look upon is something where you have to guess and imagine about. Because you don't have an understanding of the formula or process where you take to understand the truth of where you look upon. Well, spiritual illiteracy is no different.
It isn't?
No, brethren. Tell a man who have 10 degree and can more than read and write in English. Only English. For go to China, go try read a sign and see if him not dunce. Instant. Dunce in any farm carry the same set of frustrations. Because just like when you can't read and write, an English professor stuck at China wouldn't have a clue of what going around him. So his mind would have start work overtime and I imagine when not did it. Because him not sure of nothing and fear would have take over. And him would have become easily irritated for the least of things. Because humans have this need for closure or for reach or understanding where them can make sense of why something is a particular way. And because him wouldn't have that, him would have find say him can't relax because him stuck in a state of anxiety because him find himself unable to understand. So therefore, it always lead to the uncertainty we bring a consistent and overpowering state of mistrust and paranoia. We leave him without confidence in anything related to this China situation. This is why every kind of dunce act the same paranoid, aggressive and angry way. Because dunceness is not academic or only when you don't know bookwork like when most people think. But dunceness are really just when you find it hard to understand something regardless of what that something is. And in most people's case, that something is the entire mind.
Really?
Yeah, man. When you live your life and if you try guess or figure out everything, it's like you live your entire life blindfold. And taking off that blindfold is like learning to read or get to understand something in a way where you can explain it to yourself and others and understand it. And only that way that we can have genuine confidence in anything at all. But what keep human misery in a rotation is the way we program for see reality. In this one-dimensional, oversimple way, I can't say that enough. And the saddest thing is that this programming here make almost nobody know say them a guess about everything.
Oh, good Lord, that's a stretch. You really believe that?
Yeah, man. And I want to tell you, so this China analogy is what really happened to people. When it comes to anything at all where them don't understand, me have to reiterate that, or in other words, say it again. You understand? And if them learn to speak Chinese then, and realize, say, half of where them think, no go so, a instant calm. But if them not able or willing to learn the language, because a pride, for example, then, out of pride, them don't want to learn the language then. Them frustration of guessing and not being able to figure it out. Lead them to always try to eliminate or control the actions of other people who don't agree with them on all of the assumptions where them paranoia create.
Why do they do that, though? You're absolutely right. But why do they do that? I noticed that.
This thing I know, when I see them do that, is in order to get where them don't know, say, is a false sense of calmness from being where them are forced themselves to see as right, when them get others to agree with them. So what you experience when people are fight you, literally or otherwise, most of the time, is actually fear and not hate for you, but again, for themselves. So them need compassion rather than condemnation. If it is that you, who them attack, is a spiritually mature person, that not say you know for beat out them ras if them attack you, you know. But you have to beat them compassionately, stepping at them head with love, and broke them foot with the purest intention to teach them a positive lesson. Box them out of disappointment, say them so fool. But if you find yourself a beat them out of vexation, because you expect and believe say them are big people, so them for understand where you understand, is a sure sign so you know much mature than them.
Good God, are you hearing yourself, my brother?
Loud and clear. And also maturity don't mean so you become flawless, you know. It just mean you become a better manager of your emotions. If you're mature, you understand these people because what? You yourself go through where them go through. However seldom or often. And the word of the day is seldom. It mean when something don't happen often. But yeah, spiritual immaturity is not something where somebody do for spite you, you know. You have to know that just like you, them groom from them born to interpret everything with them a see in a wrong way. And them program to be a liar who reject objective reality. If you grow past that, then you have to see them as a version of yourself where don't find that courage yet. If you learn to budget in that reality, then behavior won't affect you as much. Or at least not for too long.
So, my brother.
Yeah.
Get to the matter of faith now. What you say to people like the atheist in the comment who says that not everyone can have faith, which in most people's understanding is a blind trust in the unknown.
This argument as a true faith is trust in the unknown is a lie. I believe it is more of trust in the unfamiliar, not the unknown.
But isn't that the same thing though, my brother?
No, brethren. Hey, watch a man. Not because we don't familiar with something, don't mean so we don't know it, you know. For example, again, just like how we know so the behavior of children at a certain age can go a different way. Why? Because we know before we're familiar with getting our first child. See how so it go, and it can't go no other way. So we accept it, and therefore understand and budget in tolerance for them behavior long before we get youth. And that's why we don't throw them through a window when we see them behave certain way. Even though it often cross our mind. But we understand and accept it, just so it go.
Really?
Yeah, man, an objective thinker develop trust in the unfamiliar from where them already know. Because all I will know is that there is nothing new under the sun. Nothing at all, just like what Solomon say. Things can go only one of two ways in everything we face, based upon choice. No middle ground. And faith is not the one positive thing where most people with them one-track mind believe it is either. It isn't. No, brethren. Any choice where you make is based on faith, whether positive or negative. It's just that more people have faith in the lies where them think can be true than who have faith in the truth where can be a lie.
And why is that, you think?
Because again, brethren, the review mentality. Everybody else have faith in the lie. And them don't have time to sit down and go through the details. We can help them know the difference between the lie and the truth. And show them say a lie them have faith in her. So them keep choosing the lie because what? The competition keep choosing it. And them refuse to be outdone. So them ignore the truth because them not have no time for the work where this objective truth require.
But surely faith in a lie cannot be classified as faith, my brother.
Brethren, try remember a thing what we call twin reality. Remember, say for every objective creation, there is a subjective imitation. And faith is no different. God, our nature, creates objectively. Meaning, say it create the things where we cannot change, tamper, or negotiate with. And the force, what we call the devil, or the out of control, ego, create its own imitated version of everything when nature create. How much time you gonna tell you that?
And surely, like you always say, repetition is how we learn. So I'm sure you don't mind repeating. Give some examples of what you're saying.
Alright, let's say then, alright, even though we no smoke, nature's a weed. We have medicinal properties, we heal, and the devil says cigarette, we destroy. A matter of fact, nature used to be with doctor we prescribe natural herbs and plants for all sickness. Now with doctor, our organization of people who name World Health Organization and them people is not interested in nobody health. Them take all natural things when nature prescribe in its purest form and poison them with chemical we kill you slow because them business set up for profit from sickness and not health. Watch again. Nature's a religious consciousness. We connect all humans to one divine understanding of God. And the devil's a religion. We separate them from God and make them a fight for copyright our own reality. Nature create humans in its own likeness, or I should I say, state of consciousness, and teach them to depend only upon it for them survival. And I believe the devil recreate that creation by turning humans, aka mankind, into an imitated version of themselves. And them been fighting to become human again ever since. So yeah man, there is two versions of everything. And again, faith is no different. One faith is faith in objective truth and the other is in subjective lies.
But again, my brother, I have to ask, can you really call faith in a lie faith though, my brother?
Yes, brethren, it is faith. But only it is the ego or devil's imitated version of the original faith. This fake version is where the Bible call again.
What is that?
Faith without works, brethren, which is dead because it is the opposite of the original faith where demand work will lead to life. The fake version is based on inaction rather than action. So it leads to death while breathing. Original faith is based in knowing and accepting the unchangeable process of things and therefore trusting the unavoidable outcome. Even when we are unfamiliar with it, the imitated version is based on fear, anxiety and a severe mistrust for the unfamiliar. Because people who use this version actually think them can make any choice regardless of how fuck up it is and things turn out how them want it. This is the kind of faith where the entire world governance built upon. And that's why we are experiencing this zombie apocalypse right now. With the system of them bedside that fluff them pillar.
So is this what you mean when you say that faith is not the one positive thing that everyone think it is, my brother?
Yeah man, you see just like how you have two versions of sacrifice like me shown already. One good and one bad because whatever you do in any situation, positive or negative, we always, yes, people always sacrifice something. For example again, I'm going to use the same example. If you start college, you have to sacrifice the corner and the bag of idle friend them, yeah man, and the idling. Or if you stay up on the corner with the bag of eyeglass, you have to sacrifice the possibility of a good future where college can give you if you know how to use it. Faith in the wrong things have negative consequences. So no version of faith no based on trust in the unknown. We all know what will happen if we choose certain action. Like how we know, say, if you sell drugs, you can possibly end up a prisoner fight to protect life and body. Which is why many people now are familiar with such an experience. We avoid it.
I don't believe that. I don't.
What you say? Alright. Why the drug dealer then? No, just go in at the station and go say, boy, squad me have some premium cocaine, high grade cocaine in a car trunk there, What happen? You buy? Because them know what would happen if them do it. Person without this version of faith Know the outcome, you know. Them know the outcome too, but always I try create them own way.
Give an example that can perhaps throw me a rope and take me out of the pit of confusion I've fallen into as it relates to what you're trying to explain.
Alright. I'm gonna say, you're a 17-year-old, yeah, man. A 17-year-old girl then. And you see your mother just a breed every year, like life, Spanish flyer. And now she have 20 hungry belly pitney, man, yeah, man. You have a bag of siblings, yes. Even though you don't get your first youth yet, you know, say, if you choose to use the same fear-based version of faith, which is the one without works, where your mother use, and believe the same lies where your mother believe, and follow the same pattern of consistent inaction where she follow, you're going to end up buttless and a struggle, but somehow you think you can get where you want outside the objective rules when nobody can go round or change. That is also faith. But faith in an illusion. So you can create your own way and that there can be a different outcome. You also know before you take your first hood, say only discipline and proper cocky management can help you avoid the same outcome as your mother. Just because your mother is 60 and you're unfamiliar with that outcome at age 17, which you are you now, don't mean you don't know it. It all boils down to choice between both versions of faith, F-A-I-T-H. And it's that choice we are going to determine your faith, F-A-T-E, which means your outcome. So in essence, if you don't have the right version of faith, a fuck is not just a fuck. Because if you don't manage it properly, you get fucked.
In the meantime,
I spy that you see something you might like.
Alright, yes. Get my book Planet Earth on Amazon.com, yes, and planetearthbook.com. And if you have any trouble, access it on planetearthbook.com. There, them can just go live and straight on Amazon, yeah, man. You get it in all forms, yeah, man. Audio, ebook, and every version where it's available. Yeah, so.
You should also remind them that it's also available on iTunes, and that it's also available at JA Deals on Constant Spring Road, located right across from the transport center, and that they should check out jadeals.com. JA Deal ships internationally to the Caribbean, etc.
Yeah, man, and the book is also available upstairs Island Grill, Twin Gates Plaza, yeah, man. They are selected locations of Kingston Bookshop also and Tash Chemicals, Westmoreland. Call 876-354-7543. I'm talking about book, you know. You can look out for the re-release, yes, of my first book, The Road to Zion, yeah, man, in a few weeks. And, of course, at the revised version, we have to remind them of that. Yeah, man. And do remember, go and start a book club, you know, for the Caribbean authors, yeah, man, so them can have them books showcased and marketed directly to them own community.
in the meantime.
In the meantime and in between time, what is coming is coming.
This section of In the Meantime is brought to you by Renaissance Immigration Services, yeah man. Them angle all things related, yes, to immigration in Canada. And them can fix the visa where you overstay or you're frightened and run off, like we always say, man. I know people that take whole heap of advantage of you in every way, shape or form. You have to work for less than where you work and you feel there is no way out. But Renaissance believes as long as there was a way in, there is always some way out. Just call them at 437-703-1147. To it, the consultation again is absolutely free. So who now wait pan?
In the meantime.
What's in the news?
I'm not even going to say nothing. Make I play this clip here first before I get into anything. At all, Rasta.
I would like to make promise. I make commitment. And under the Labour Party government, we are going to ensure that we bring to this country the big power plants. We are going to ensure that we bring to this country the big energy companies that can put the money in here to build the plants to give you cheaper and better electricity.
Boy, me I tell you, it rough. Yeah, man, me I tell you, me know no more picnic I go name Andrew for now. Me I tell you, Rasta, and I wouldn't surprise. if not one more piece of land no sell at St. Andrew.
And why would you say that, my brother?
Well, it appears that the Prime Minister has once again shocked most people with yet another decision. Where it appears, say, not so well thought through, and it's shocking, quite literally, because it have to do with the same electricity, terrorism, where him say him committed to getting rid of in him campaign, when him election campaign, when him did a run for the election.
What you mean?
The government approved another rate increase for JPS.
Oh yes, I did hear that. It's so sad. Another poor decision that the poor don't get to make, but is ironically made for them by the rich.
Exactly, and just remember, say, this is in the middle of a pandemic, where him locked down the country for the longest while, and in the last couple of weeks, him increased the dosage on the lockdown to as much as 3 days out a week at one point. This severely affect income in every area of life for everyone, especially the average person, who already did a batter in this country and the next door to start pay down for food.
A crying shame.
It rough, brethren, and I tell you, so even before that, JPS was a problem. And it even worse now, with the approval of a 1.4 rate increase in a pandemic. If you approve that now, show a blatant disregard for people. And as much as me respect the Prime Minister, I fully understand, saying that any position of leadership and some serious sacrifices always have to be made. A decision like this, in my view, under the present circumstances, is not politically or economically intelligent. But with all of that said, right now, me I tell you something. The people themselves have to learn something, you know. Political language and how them structure certain speech and them thing there. It's very funny, you know.
What you mean?
Them structure it in a way most of the time where it can be interpreted anyway. And them use certain wording will make you assume, you the listener, assume say you get what you want. And then later on now when them don't deliver upon that promise, them can easily tell you say them never say so. For example, you know, you hear the man say more bring in the big energy companies for put the money in here, for build the power plants we can give you cheap and better electricity. But that can mean anything. What that mean? What? Cheap and better electricity, where them are going to help JPS, what, you know, with new technology, we are going to lighten the load of the bills that we are get monthly. What it mean? What? We are going to have a new power company, we are JPS a run for them money. The people them will write political speeches, them write it, for me could deliberately assume, say boy right now, yes, we are here where we want here, and then now, them exploit that assumption. Then later now, them can protect themselves from our outrage when them don't deliver on those promises by saying, say boy, we never say so. That's why I advise people, may I tell you, to learn these things and try to understand them.
So what do you think is going to happen now, my brother? What do you think the people are going to do?
Them are going to play the same Dolly house where them are play for how much decade, yeah man. Outrage and then quiet again. Because what? Most Jamaicans don't understand the running of the country to the point of explaining it to themselves and others. So what them are do again? Dolly house. Most of we are ball about rights, but we never Google the Constitution of Jamaica yet. But we search history of in Skillibeng and Alkaline War latest songs. Or how much is Bolt and every other artist worth? And if a spice real pussy that get we and kill a portion of people in the video where they are. Then we wonder why politicians cock up in a lockdown party and laugh after the pressure where we are face. While them a live sweet. And I say shower. And why now you think some of the same people who are look out on them, I beg for them get back them job?
Why is that?
Because again, most people don't have a clue of the process or mechanics or function or anything. So them indecisive about everything and can't decide for do nothing because them a guess about everything. And that again put them in a permanent state of uncertainty. So them don't know if green good or in bad for the job. Because them don't have a mental map or frame of reference with things laid out in a way where them can compare the information where them a get from things. So them don't know how to feel about any situation. Hey, at this why you see enough people stay in some abusive relationship in a brethren.
Really?
Yeah man, because what? Them never sure yet if a the right or wrong thing them a do. So very, very often, quite often you see this kind of me and you left and later we are fuck again type of behavior. This is the kind of behavior where them have with politicians over the years. And here comes twin reality, where two possible scenarios are unfold at the same time. Because it could very well be that Green is one more of the average politician who abuse them privilege. Because them feel there is no consequence to them action. And him just has to say sorry if he shut we up. Or it could have been that him is actually a great person, who willing to learn from his mistakes by owning up to him actions. Hey, watch you know. Hey, I know because I come from St. Elizabeth, you know. But I kind of feel same actually is. Because when you see not only the people where he must serve in him constituency, but even him opposition, a speak on him behalf concerning him integrity, then you can't overlook that, no matter what you think about politics. There must be something to it, brethren. At the end of the day, Green or any other politician is human, just like we. And we have things about ourselves where we hide. We don't get caught on camera. So don't think you're good because you get to pint out for him evil. The whole fucker we have evil in a way. Not one away. Not even the man in the Bible story named Jesus no good. How so? Brethren, no, you are the pastor. The man no tell we himself in a Mark chapter 18 verse 18. When him asks the man we call him good teacher say, why do you call me good? No one is good except God alone.
Oh yes, that's right. He did say that.
Yeah man, me tell you already. Say, none of we not just good and the next one evil. All of we are both. It's just that some of we manage with evil better than some. It's just a matter of whether we more or less evil based on our management skills. We socialize physical good or moral as being 100% pure and pious. And so very often, too often as a matter of fact, we use faults to destroy some of the greatest people with great potential without measure them capacity for good against them evil. All because we want to get back to pretending that a perfect life where faults don't exist is possible.
Yes, I often hear you say that. That's so true.
Yeah, man, and that's why you see all a man say to himself, say, boy, oh, me can't live with myself, no, say a next man, fuck you, girl. So I'm done with her because him want to go recreate a girl when nobody no fuck, which is an illusion because the truth is, most of the time, you just no know, say nobody fuck her.
Oh, good God, I'm going to faint. I just know it. I'm going to faint at this point. I think you just increased the dosage in my pressure prescription, my brother. I just know it.
And the idea say no man no fuck her him satisfied with. But a true man don't know the reality half of the time.
Deluding themselves, you saying, my brother?
Yeah, man, all them live for is the idea. Say them is that special. But if somehow we ever get a visit by the ghost of girlfriend's past, like it in the story name, yeah, the ghost of Christmas past, yes, where the ghost carry Ebenezer Scrooge, go show him some different aspects of him past Christmases. If you can say so. If some man could have gone in the past and see what some of them favorite girlfriends are doing like that, he would have frightened for sister Sherry's that the Christian one when him did rape and thinks him left and hurt her. Cock up under some serious fuck from all him own brother. We are not the great judge of character like what we think we is. Because too much details left out of the picture when we are judge and we don't know. And we form some of the strongest opinions after what we don't know says misinformation. Because we don't factor in all of the information. But nothing or no one where we are look on. If we are going to be fear and believe say Green for resign, then we fit demand the same for Andrew and almost every other politician on both sides. Who do way worse than that in front and behind our back. For decades. But this case with Green now. Show we the people the power of holding them accountable. But we have to be consistent and that is where the problem come in.
Why is that you think?
Because we don't understand politics in a way where we can explain it to ourselves. And understand it. So we now go consistent because it's hard to stay interested in anything where we don't have a direct understanding of. So it's impossible to demand something. But we don't understand how to demand. Hey, let me tell you something, brethren. The biggest part of the social problem is a language barrier, may I tell you that.
And what do you mean by that?
Alright, I'm going to answer that after I play this song, you know. Alright. So for those who are following me at CurlyLoxx _ the Vice Box on IG. This is the song, you know, done by Jazzy Lee, who is no stranger to In The Meantime. If you are no stranger to In The Meantime, you know that. It's a song where, yeah man, me and most of the item did choose when me ask the item to vote which one of the two if the item can remember that. Yeah, so right now that song in a power. Yeah, man, and it's about to shake up a lot of things we are going on in the country. May I tell you. It is the perfect song for what I go on here now. Here goes, Jazzy Lee.
Jazzy again for why them. Original road, you know. Yeah. If Father got this, I'm a one-on-one. My granny did that tell me but me never understand. People love the crosses and bag and pan. How the devil send them and never judge as plan. See the pre, them only come here so to chat and yam. From a bar now no real, I just plot and scam. And them wonder why the hammer, them a knock and slam. Cause when you make man fed up, I just rap and pan. See the pre, yeah. Man I try to live little life, but JPS pull up as me a thief little like.
Run it. That's how they had daddy. Go ahead. Yes, say the up top boss.
Just again for why you them.
I'm representing for CurlyLoxx.
Original road, you know. Yeah. If Father got this, I'm a one-on-one. My granny did that tell me but me never understand. People love the crosses and bag and pan. How the devil send them and never judge as plan. See the pre, them only come here so for chat and yam. From a bar now no real, I just plot and scam. And them wonder why the hammer, them a knock and slam. Cause when you make man fed up, I just rap and pan. See the pre, yeah. Man I try to live little life, but JPS pull up as me a thief little like. When you a striver that some people no like. Bad mind like a them alone for reaching a life. Mo wonder how some of them sleep in a night. For know say people suffer feed them reach pan a heights. Them have the cake and all me need is a slice. All when them get the free them a give me pan a price. But me no don't.
Run it. That's how they had daddy. Go ahead.
Truth and reality and a dream time. CurlyLoxx. In the meantime, listen to Fame Time. Galanga tell them say a Rasta run the world, a CurlyLoxx run the world.
Six the king of the purple nation. When we say purple, we mean that.
Jazzy again for why you them. Original road, you know. Yeah. If Father got this, I'm a one-on-one. My granny did that tell me but me never understand. People love the crosses and bag and pan. How the devil send them and never judge as plan. See the pre, them only come here so for chat and yam. From a bar now no real, I just plot and scam. And them wonder why the hammer, them a knock and slam. Cause when you make man fed up, I just rap and pan. See the pre, yeah. Man I try to live little life, but JPS pull up as me a thief little like. When you a striver that some people no like. Bad mind like a them alone for reaching a life. Mo wonder how some of them sleep in a night. For know say people suffer feed them reach pan a heights. Them have the cake and all me need is a slice. All when them get the free them a give me pan a price. But me no dunce, me never born big. A game them a play man I go change the cartridge. If them a dig a grave and me can say I go and dig. The master open up my eye, me see where them a go and heal. If Father got this I'm a one-on-one. My granny did that tell me but me never understand. People love the crosses and bag and pan. How the devil send them and never judge as plan. See the pre, them only come here so for chat and yam. From a bar now no real, I just plot and scam. And them wonder why the hammer, them a knock and slam. Cause when you make man fed up, I just rap and pan. Yeah. You never see smoke without flame. People are watching them mount it, don't tame. As you make a start of them first I complain. Fi mash up your business but them labor in vain. You see me, them never see me blood, sweat and pain. Me never get no help so I owe them one gain. That's why me careful and my strength them one drain. A little thing for one of them first I call name. But me no dunce, me never born big. A game them a play man I go change a cartridge. If them a dig a grave and me can say I go and dig. The Father open up my eye, me see where them a go and weed. If Father got this I'm a one-on-one. My granny did that tell me but me never understand. People love the crosses and bag and pan. How the devil send them and never judge as plan. See the pre, them only come here so for chat and yam. From a bar now no real, I just plot and scam. And them wonder why the hammer, them a knock and slam. Cause when you make man fed up, I just rap and pan.
Yes, Jazzy Lee, one-on-one. Yes. Produced by ZJ Diamond, yeah man. Distributed by Zojak Worldwide. Available on all reputable online platforms.
My brother, before the break you mentioned something about a language barrier. Could you explain what you mean?
Most of we have faith in the illusion, so we enemy are go talk our language in order for we understand, for them deceit. That don't make no sense. But most people refuse to give up the competition. We keep them busy pretending. So them is all things where everybody want them to be. So them want the world to conform to how them want it. And hopelessly believe like a little fucking picnic. So them can get every good thing where them want without any kind of effort. Hey, me tell you something. And my life when me witness, I interpret and put back in my work me I tell you about. And me I tell you say me have a girl already when me rate and wish the best for her. And when me as a man who understand, say the average human oversimplify reality and end up assume everything, go use all a certain word and go ask her if she know the meaning of the word. With no intention for say me better than her, I just to make sure, say, none of we no misunderstand one another and go walk away with an assumption of what the other one say. Because the miscommunication will mash up most relationship, come most of the time from misunderstanding what somebody say and assuming say And you end up a think one thing and the person I think a next thing. Brethren, me I tell you, my girl go say, oh, I insult her. I mean I ask Andrew Holness that if me I talk to him. I call me think she idiot. This is the mindset of the average Jamaican. Them cannot be taught, reasoned with, encouraged or even led by no one at all.
That's so true.
Yeah man, them just want somebody to make them laugh or dance and forget say them fucking lazy and weak. So every time the voice say face it and fix it, them find another talk show, movie or song we tell them say it's somebody else's fault. And most of them are gonna do that till them old and are looking at the mirror and can't find somebody with them respect. And the misery in them create other people who will reject them advice. Even the few times when the advice now come out of the extreme jealousy will control them life. Where them think that person can't see.
I think you're absolutely right. Wanting things easy is what actually makes them hard.
Yeah man, you me tell you already say you have people who are tell me every day say boy, yeah man, in the meantime would have more popular if you did simplify it for the people. But if me do that, I would have just point out the obvious like what everybody else do. I find peer problem but not how to solve them. You really feel say if you have the greatest talent and let's say you have some kind of invention then and you don't understand the corporate language in a boardroom when you go discuss the business. You feel say them are going to adjust that corporate language to make you understand them when business is about how much you can exploit out of the ignorance of others. It's up to you to do your best not to get exploited. So you either learn to understand them or get fucked over. No other way. And this is why many artists and managers fall out. Because the artists leave it up to the manager to have a conscience. Whether anybody like it or not. Every solution, any kind of problem you can think of, take work. In the meantime, I teach the spiritual and academic language to those who willing to do the work. This is a solution show, not a popularity contest. It is not for the lazy.
This language barrier is really a serious problem, my brother.
Very serious. We don't want to learn to speak the academic language. So we know better than the English professor. We're stuck at China and done to the language wrong way. But we don't want to learn it. We have begged the Chinese to talk our language and make reality conform to how we want it. We approach the problem by demanding so people change it for suit way. But that will never work in any one of the universe where you live in. Make we change by starting to understand what we are demand from people. And see if them now fall in line.
So it is you who teach or train others how to treat you. And you only get what you bargain for from any human being, you're saying?
Yeah man, cause even the best people for the job, like I suspect Green is then. Yeah, will fall back into relapse or do it again then. If we don't make sure so we understand what to want and how to want it, so we can demand it. If we don't develop that skill, holding anyone at all accountable will be impossible. If we are play Dollhouse and don't understand the nature or mechanics of the thing, for example, politics or relationship then, where we are demand accountability for. This coming like some woman will love balls so they want a good man in them life. But that man impossible forget. Because them don't know what a good man is. So show get him. It nah go happen. Because again, we can't be consistent at anything without understanding of that thing. People give you only what we demand or bargain for. And whatever principles we demand, said them live by. We have to live by those principles too. Or it now go work. Watch out now. If most people feel, say, green who violate, get dismissed by losing job, then them shouldn't even allow Andrew to demand green resignation or demand say green resign then, if that is the case. When Andrew himself, even quite recently and even presently, are do what could be considered worse things than we green have to resign for.
How you arrive at this conclusion?
Oh, you mean the member say the election call in a time when the same virus where him seemingly so concerned about reach and a go on bad. You can blame people if them wonder how him never think of other ways where him could have used cartel influence before now. When it must look to them say him willing to exploit or take advantage of Vibes Cartel desperation for freedom from prison by asking him to use him influence to help convince people to take this joke here. You can blame Jamaican people if them feel say Andrew take Bill Gates money and have to poison them own people to deliver the service that was bought with that money. You can blame them if them question say why now them see them everywhere. A campaign harder than them than even when them try win the election.
Really?
Yeah, man. Then me myself no see them in a video. I tell a old man we a ball about some water issue in our area. So when she take this juke here, she will get water.
They did that?
Yes, Virgin. You know, see them have all a lot of juke and win now. I have never in all my years seen so much effort put in anything we concern the so-called well-being of especially the common people.
Don't even go there with that ridiculous assertion. The Prime Minister hold on. The Prime Minister and his administration cares for the people. And that's why they're fighting tooth and nail to fix this virus problem.
Alright, fair enough. But why none of them on both sides for decades never care enough about a sickness when named illiteracy, where them allow people to keep getting and spreading? This is no different. Them interests lay in anything at all will benefit them. I mean, I talk about both sides. Every action or inaction where you see them endorse connect to them livelihood. In other words, everything where you see them put whole heap of effort in or don't put no effort in at all is benefiting them.
How does that make sense?
In our system where the model of success is rooted in a competition, or one being above the other, almost no one can truly stop to care about no one else. When it appears that if them do that, them are going to get left behind. This model or idea of success is what in turn destroy the human soul, because it make contentment or satisfaction with anything unachievable. It make nobody no love, only desperation to be the best. We turn them into the worst.
Why would you say they don't know love though, my brother?
Because them don't have the time we take to do it properly. Why you think love did so intense and you could have feel the connection and commitment in your teenage years?
I've often wondered that.
Because you never have the full responsibility of the competition to deal with. Somebody named mommy and or daddy did I carry that for you. And when the full responsibility come upon you now and take you away from that kind of commitment, you spend your life and try to recreate what you did experience in your teenage years. Because deep down you know say that was genuine. But you don't know so the reason why you can't get it back so easy because you're too busy now in a stiff competition with others. Every single aspect of business set you to destroy people if you don't do it from a balanced perspective.
You think so?
Yeah, man. The mechanic no wish nobody have a brand new car where work good. Him want your car broke down so him can benefit. The doctor no want you healthy. Him want you sick because that's how him get paid. The average artist or entertainer no want you confront the truths within yourself where you run from. Or else you're not gonna need them to create illusions to distract you from your problems. The only person who wish you the best in this world right now, we can tell you, is a non-political ordinary thief.
Good God! Here we go again. What the hell do you mean by that, my brother?
A ordinary thief I go always wish you the best and hope you prosperous. Because him want you have things for him thief. Like me I tell you now from the earliest episodes, the entire Western system of governance have its foundation in the creating and distribution of chaos through your beliefs for the purpose of monetizing the choices will come from those beliefs. where them deliberately installing you from birth, and this chaos will have you stuck on anxiety about everything, make you predictable, and therefore them can think we ahead in terms of exactly what you're gonna do and exactly how you're gonna do it.
They do that?
Yeah man, them set them rules where them program you against from your bond with them media. Where them use repeat the idiot rebel where you for be in every song and movie, and by the time you're 18, them can depend on you for broke the rules. And all the institutions where them set up benefit from the stupid choices where you addicted to by now. $100 million they make off a C19 fines alone so far in bridging. Really? Yeah man! You think these world leaders want it stop? Human being are them guinea pig. Let me show you how them think ahead. You think an accident, why the test no free? It isn't? No man! If it did free, this whole spread wouldn't reach so far. Just like how them want illiteracy for spread. Plus when them charge for it, a plan for those who them know say I go refuse the joke when them come in with that joke.
How so?
Because almost nobody now go and pay for it every week or can't even go afford to pay for it every week. And them know that. Them know say that reality I go force most people to take it even if them don't want to take it.
A ridiculous assertion.
Yeah man, whole way you hold, but please realize the financial benefits for the system. If the whole world take this joke here, and then all of a sudden them ears, for example, now say, them have to go start pay for those mandatory booster shots for the rest of them life. I wouldn't surprise. Believe you me, them not even want you cooperate with the measures where them claims you have to curb the spread. Because them done plan way before, say the only way for this work for them in terms of keeping way in the illusion to people have rights is to create and spread the fear. We are going to make we behave away and turn against one another out of panic. This war between pro-V and non-V are going to escalate. And then one now, them are going to say them have no choice but to bring in martial law. This is where all so-called rights suspended and the state have total power and control and can do with anything with them feel. At that point, them a come in your yard and run you up like cow and juke at will. And we are play right into them hands and a trick ourselves. So we are rebel and we are out here, we are fight the system. And don't understand the mechanics or process of one fuck what we claim for a fight for. Dolly house!
Indeed it is.
Me I tell you, brethren, it's natural for people don't trust them. Alright, look upon it like a situation where you have a girl where you treat like shit for years and don't business if she live or dead, much less sick. Alright, I know she's sick, and then all of a sudden you come in and threaten for boil soup and watch Netflix with her. She have to go put up her guard if over the years there is a consistent pattern of fuckery to your behavior. And all of a sudden it change. And you just scare out of the blue. She have to go suspicious of your brethren.
And you're sitting here and telling me that you believe all that nonsense that you're saying?
Oh, you mean? Why them never have that kind of approach? Similar to how them approach this so-called dangerous virus with strict lockdowns, etc. toward ensuring or making sure then. So the average ghetto child is educated. So them can have a wider frame of reference when them look on the world. Will help them feel less anxious, more confident, and therefore more productive members of our society. Why them never mandate education and make you don't have a choice in that? Like how they mandate the vaping there, yeah, the joke. Because them did a benefit from the lack of education. And when people are fool and dunce, them easier for control. And now them dunce too long and harder for control.
But it was never mandated, my brother. You're entering the dangerous waters of speaking out of ignorance now. Be careful. The old boy can't swim like I used to in my 20s, so I might not be able to save you. So tread lightly, my brother.
I tell you on the last episode already, this thing I mandated but not directly. Them just tell you so you're free if you not take it. But then if you don't take it, you can't work. And at that kind of slide of hand trick, yes, at that many people who need them job to support them family experience right now.
I don't see where there's any such trick, my brother. I don't see it.
Away I say, several guardsman employee, you may tell you right me about the letter where them get from the management as a clients want to ensure that all guards take them joke. Look on the screen and see a copy of the letter. Yeah man, I tell you, this don't make a fuck of sense. You not ignore objective reality. So if you are tell a man, say him have to get the joke, with the other people who more intelligent take, afraid for him, round them without that joke. No, say this juke here don't stop you from get or give it. So are you, the employer, going to make sure, say, these intelligent people who take the joke, take a test every week so them don't give him now the virus where them afraid him did a go give them? Because even when you're fully V'd up, yeah, I should have said fully joke up, like a Dolly will live a Haiti, them can still pass it on, remember that. Only dollars me see na this thing and the whole item for the system. Me no see no sense in it at all. And me's not anti-V, just pro-logics. Enough people fear say them either go dead or sterile. And you can't answer them question no matter how them ask it. But you want to force them to take it. Because you know, say them have no other choice. Because them can't watch them pitney dead for hungry. And as a father that pain my heart, brethren, you can just imagine the rate of depression we are going to sweep over this country. With so much people who are forced to do something them don't want to do. This is medicinal rape. Utter nonsense. Nonsense. Where I say, this is no different from rape. If you feel say you take a joke and a fuck you get. Any joke when nobody no want is rape. Where was the urgency to fix issues with the health sector over the years? How long you hear me a complain and a stir it up about the condition of especially Kingston Public Hospital, way before any virus. But all the two patients in a one bed like them a husband and husband, because them short a bed. But now them can find how much million for give criminal and build new parliament building for further elevate them status above the people who they make vow for stand beside and represent. Where was the urgency for health before all of this virus? What make you can complain? How ill-equipped the hospital them is to handle this health crisis.
You just mentioned money to pay criminals. What exactly are you talking about? What are you referring to, my brother?
Where you ask me, they never you were going.
Apparently I didn't get the memo. What's going on?
According to a Gaynor article released September 11, ironically a day synonymous with terrorism, the article say, and I quote, taxpayers are still financing multi-million-dollar salaries for the scandal-scarred Ruel Reid and Fitzpinnock, the punitive heads of Jamaica College and Maritime University, respectively, who have gone on leave since 2019. Reid, who is a one-time confidant of Prime Minister Andrew Holness, is still being paid as principal of JC. Pinnock also received a salary from CMU up to the end of August. It's rough. And there's a policeman named Ron James. Me say ask the right question and make a great point when him do an interview with Arville Taylor in our day. Where him asks, how come 88 police was suspended without pay and yet Ruel Reid and Pinnock still a live off of taxpayer money? Might as well, you know, Cartel, Ninja Man, Sean Storm and the rest of them leave with pay because no leave them depend. Might as well every promoter just go and pay them for all of those shows where them not have it there. I perform them actual duty. Because basically at that the government a do for these two. Boy, me I tell you now. The average politician over the years treat Jamaica like a night. Them come for near man left and don't care who dead. But whether you believe it or not, and I know most people hear me say this, Andrew or any other elected official can be the best people if we stop play dollhouse and learn how to be the very thing that we are demand from others and stop depend on them to have our best interest at heart. I cannot say that enough. The problem is you, the majority of Jamaicans, who are fucking idiot, who is fucking more idiot and keep getting more idiot. A country where use symbolic greatness like music and sports as them identity and bet everything pan it when the thrill of these kind of victory lasts but so long till you need one again. If you don't have the kind of discipline, focus and commitment where it take for truly powerful, then you come in like a girl who misunderstand and overvalue the use of her vagina and bet everything pan it for save her when a good fuck you only last so long. Well, Jamaica, to how me see it, so far I just your whole your boss with and I depend pan. So it's either you slow down and practice where you preach or take fuck.
Hey! In the meantime, 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 in between time, in the meantime, in the meantime, in between time.